So for this spec NexPort commercial, we spent weeks putting together this crazy carbon fiber camera rig. But it turns out that was not the hardest part about making this thing. Because of the timing requirements of the shot and the limitations on set, we ended up needing to put our camera operator, Harry, in the middle of the shot so that he could swing the camera around at the right speed.
The set was so roomy, I decided to tuck myself behind the camera riser.
This put an enormous responsibility on the visual effects side of the equation, because now we had a vast section of the frame that we had to completely reconstruct in a single sweeping 30-second shot. Most of this work ended up falling to my visual effects supervisor, Sandro Blattner, who said this is by far the most labor-intensive shot in our movie.
The process for all of these was pretty clear. It was just extremely laborious. If you just sit down and you do it full time, it would have probably been, I would say, about 2 weeks, 10 days.
My God.
10 days of work for sure.
For each of the 4 shots?
Yeah, for each shot. We did a pretty extensive photo scan of this whole area, and then based on that, we were able to basically cover all the angles. Really simple example of there is a plane where the wall is and the patch that goes on it. Biggest challenge is all the parallax you're getting.
Yeah.
One challenge is just the sheer number of surfaces that you need to recreate, because it's not just wall and floor, it's also ceiling actually. And then you see through to the back room and then the wall in the kitchen. For a few frames it goes over the fridge and the guy there. So this is actually not even the most complicated one of the bunch.
Which was the hardest of the 4?
It's probably this guy here. Because you have furniture, wall, back wall, then you have a hallway, a doorway, a whole bunch of pieces that needed to be patched. And then of course there's a bunch of edge work that needed to be done too.
What do you mean by edge work?
Well, because you have people going over this super bright thing. We had everything rotoed that goes over top of that. And then it's just, I don't even want to get into the detail of that. It's just boring technical stuff to get that to look right. Yeah.
So the CG element and CG integration, that was, it seems like a tiny fraction of the work.
Yeah.
That was the easy part.
Yeah.
Probably the most challenging CG element in the commercial was a digital set replacement that was created for the very first shot. It was done entirely by our very good friend Paweł Szamoji from Poland, who has been helping us for years on SKYWATCH. The whole environment needed to be extended, not just behind the portal, but the entire right half of the frame ended up being completely CG. And one of my favorite elements about it is the digital sort of shadow dummy that he created that helped match our actor on set.
Yeah, all the shadows, all the shadow player here on the wall.
Yeah.
Just going the extra mile here to get a really nice looking element.
And then you also did these transitions from one shot to the next through the walls.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, each shot was treated as its own sort of thing, and then just with masks and simple shapes, doing the transition piece on top of that. So, nothing groundbreaking there.
But you're doing that all in this script here.
It's all happening here. Yeah. I mean, the challenge is you're retiming everything, and then the retime kind of affects how the transitions work, and then you're doing a stabilization as well. Which I guess stabilization happens first, but then on top of that, there's still some post moves happening of zooming in and zooming out.
Right.
And so all that is kind of tied together. So if you want to change the timing, it kind of ripples through all the other keyframes. So it's just a little bit noodly, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, wow. And then I guess the last thing that's worth mentioning is the integration of the products themselves. Obviously, we have live action products here that our actress is interacting with.
Right. So
we're replacing everything but the products. We learned some things on the principal shoot about how this stuff needs to be lit. So, we're putting a blue surface underneath and a light from the top, which really loosely kind of emulates what's happening with the CG lighting, with a little bit of comp massaging. Yeah, it was pretty noodly, and the shots are long, anywhere between 150 to 300 frames a piece. So yeah, it's just a lot of labor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it looks phenomenal, Sandro.
Yeah,
well done.
Thanks. You too. All right.
High five.
that was okay.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
I have made your life hard these past years.
Well, you made your own life pretty hard too, I would say.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you have made my life so much better. So I appreciate it.
It's a one-way street, that is.
I can't wait for people to see this commercial
Same here.
and the rest of the movie.
Yeah, getting there.